Where does an idea come from? Does it come from the outside? What do you mean by outside? Are you referring to the aspect of reality that seems intangible and invisible yet connects everything and everyone? I suppose that's what I mean. Honestly, I don't think I have enough information to answer this definitively, but I can share what I feel. Yeah, go ahead. I feel that ideas come from within. From within. Yes, they emerge from our accumulated life experiences imprinted onto our minds through strong emotions. Every note, every melody, every combination of sounds activates unique neural connections, triggering chemical responses that our brain interprets as emotions. Damn, I guess I need to let it sit for a little while. But in the meantime, can you tell me about the thought process of this particular idea? Yeah, man. The main premise for this one is to create an instrumental that's really basic. Nothing overcrowded, just space, balance, and clarity. How so? Well, this track only has 4 instruments: guitars, bass, drums, and couple of synth parts to set the mood. But here's the key. Every instrument plays only one part at any given moment. That's different from your usual stuff, right? Yeah, usually my guitar parts overlap. 3, maybe 4 layers happening at once. But this time I wanted to strip it back, let each sound exist on its own. So kinda like every note has a purpose. Exactly. No unnecessary layers. Just the essentials laid out clearly. It forces you to really listen, to feel every note. I like that. It's like letting the silence between the notes breathe. Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about a lot. Music isn't just about what's being played, it's also about what's not played. The space between the sounds creates tension, release, a kind of emotional weight. That's deep. But does keeping it simple make it harder to compose? It's not harder, it's just different. When you strip things down, every detail becomes more noticeable. You're not relying on layers to create complexity, so the challenge is making each element feel meaningful on its own. I was wondering, what vibe were we going for with this one? Something reflective, maybe even meditative. I wanted it to feel like a conversation, like each instrument is talking to the other, responding, evolving. That's cool. And the synth parts, what role do they play? They are more like texture than a melody, just enough to set the mood, to create a sense of space, like adding air around the other instruments. Exactly. It's subtle, but without it, the whole thing would feel too dry. Man, I never thought so much could go into something so simple. That's the paradox of simplicity. It's not about doing less. It's about making what you choose to include as meaningful as possible. Now, let's talk about the structure of the song. It's a little unconventional. Yeah, the only section that really stays the same is the chorus. Other than that, there are 3 sections that follow up each chorus, but they are all different. So technically, it's verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, chorus. But since each verse has a different chord progression, maybe it shouldn't even be called that. Exactly. It doesn't follow the usual repetition you'd expect. Each section moves the song forward rather than cycling back to a familiar idea. But the chorus acts as an anchor. It surely does. It's the one place where things feel stable before shifting into something new again. The guitar is the main harmonic instrument throughout the song, right? Yep, it's present in every section, shaping the overall mood. Everything else comes in to support or enhance it. Let's talk about the bass. Yeah, the bass is present in every chorus and in verse 2. Writing and recording those parts was honestly one of the most fun parts of the process. I love how it interacts with the drums. What's the approach in the choruses? In the choruses, I intuitively added pauses and long notes to make the bass line feel more dynamic. Each note sits in its own pocket, creating a groove that makes you want to move. So the bass isn't just holding down the low end, it's shaping the rhythm too. Exactly. Groove isn't just about what you play, it's where you put those notes. Those pauses, those spaces, they give the rhythm its bounce. And verse 2. In verse 2, the bass takes a different approach. Instead of leaving space, it follows the drums more closely, playing continuous notes. There's no empty space, just the steady pulse that drives the section forward. Even though every chorus is basically the same, there are some differences, right? Yeah, each one is individually recorded, which means no two choruses are exactly identical. So even if the notes and structure stay the same, the performance gives each chorus a unique feel? Exactly. Small variation in dynamics, timing and articulation happen naturally when you play something multiple times. Those subtle differences add a human element, keeping it from feeling too rigid or repetitive. That makes sense. It's like how a live performance never sounds exactly the same even if you are playing the same song. Yeah, and that's something I wanted to embrace. Instead of copy-pasting the chorus, I recorded each one fresh, letting the natural imperfections make it feel more alive. Alright, I think we've talked about this track enough. So if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. Now let's just sit back and take it in together. Here it is. Hope you will enjoy it.